Hello and welcome to Roanoke Hobby and Electronics. In this video we're going to take a closer look at the Arduino and specifically the different types of USB connectors and chips on the board that does the USB to serial conversion. So if you've done any shopping around online, you've more than likely seen that there's a pretty wide variety of different Arduino compatible and Arduino clones, and like this one here, the actual name brand Arduino, and some of the Arduino compatibles made by different manufacturers that have their own brand name on the board, and different price points. And I'm sure if you've looked on eBay, you've seen some really inexpensive boards, usually less than $15, sometimes even less than $10, and the name brand Arduino boards anywhere in the range of $21 to like $26. So we're going to look at some of the differences, maybe some of the pros and cons, and hopefully for someone who's new to Arduino, help explain a few things and make a better shopping decision. So we'll look first here at the different types of USB connectors, and the one that everyone's going to be familiar with is going to be the Type A connector, and you'll have the traditionally the printer cables that were a Type A to a Type B, and the name brand Arduino uses that type cable. But we also have the mini USB connector, which was popular a few years back, especially with like cameras and video camera cables to connect to USB, and probably almost everyone with a cell phone or other electronic device now has a micro USB cable laying around the house. So the different Arduino compatibles are going to have a combination of the B, mini USB, or micro USB. So going back here to the name brand Arduino, it's got the Type B connector, and so we'll spend a little bit of time talking about the chips that do the USB to serial conversion, and this is what sometimes causes a little bit of confusion about, depending on what kind of chip is on the board and what kind of driver you need to have installed on your computer. So with the name brand Arduino, the Uno revision 3, just there to the left of the TX and RX printed on the board there, it's going to be the Atmega16 chip, which is programmed, already programmed to be a USB to serial converter. And if you've downloaded the Arduino IDE, you've probably already got the driver that you need for this chip. And while we got on the screen, we'll just take a little tour around there of some of the components that are on the board. Just below the Atmega16 chip is the 16 megahertz crystal that is used for the timing on the CPU. To the right of the crystal there is the actual Atmega 328 CPU chip, and this is the one that actually plugs into the board and is removable. And then the standard Arduino form factor with the GPIO pins, and just off the camera is the power and the analog pins. So that's going to be the standard USB to serial chip that is going to be the most compatible, especially if you've already downloaded the IDE and have that installed. So we'll take a little closer look here at the Sparkfun Red Board, and this is fully Arduino compatible, the same form factor, but if you look there just to the left of the 13TXRX printed on the board there, you've got that rectangular chip, and that's an FTDI chip, and you're going to need a different driver for this chip. FTDI on their website has the Virtual COM Port VCP driver that you can easily download, and they have drivers available for Windows, the Mac, and Linux. And this particular board then has the mini USB connector, and the CPU, it's still an Atmega16 but this is the surface mount chip, as you'll probably notice there. And everything on the Red Board is surface mount, so if you was to look at the back side of the board, you're not going to have any sharp pins or anything protruding that scratches your desktop. So several pluses with the Red Board. Our next board here we're going to look at is the Adafruit Metro, and looking at the USB connector, it's got the USB Mini, so it makes it a little more compatible. A lot of people are going to have the USB Mini cables and chargers, and it's a little different shape, but it's still the Metro still uses the FTDI chip. So if you were to switch between the Red Board and the Metro, you're probably not going to have to download a different driver, because it's still going to be an FTDI chip. It's got the surface mount CPU, and the added feature here, just while we're looking at it, they've built in an on-off switch. So if you're powering it through the 9-volt barrel connector, you actually can power on and off with the switch there that they've added. Alright, so we'll jump over here to, this is what I would still call a Arduino compatible. This is now we're getting into the area where you're going to see some of the less expensive boards that you might see on eBay and other websites. And the same form factor uses the USB-B type connector, but if you look just to the right of the USB connector there, you're going to see a crystal and then a CH340G, and you might have to look really closely, but it's printed on there. So that's a completely different USB to serial converter, and that is going to be probably a little bit on the downside, because you're going to need a different driver. And I think until recently there was like very little, if any, documentation out there. So if you bought one of these less expensive boards, you might have been stumped trying to find a driver. But they're out there. The documentation is probably not going to be in English, and there's not as much on the web about the like the specifications for this chip. But once you get the right driver, I've had very good luck. I've had good luck using this. Haven't had any problem on Windows, Linux, and the Mac. Once I found the right driver and got it installed. And then the last one we're going to look at here, this is what I like to call like an Arduino clone. It's got their name brand on there, but this is not a this is not the original manufacturer. They're basically, you know, ripping off the Arduino name brand. You find these kind of mid-priced, and they've gone to great lengths to make it look like a Arduino board. But if you look really closely, it's the Atmega16 chip, and it's the same USB Type B connector and the Atmega328 CPU. So working with this in the Arduino IDE, it shows up just like a Arduino Uno, no driver problem or anything. So there's some pros and cons there. If you really want to support the Arduino organization, you might want to go ahead and buy one of the name brand boards. But these are out there, and it's kind of personal preference. So that kind of wraps it up. That's some of the pros and cons. Essentially, you got 3 different types of chipsets that you're looking at, and 3 different drivers. So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Be sure and stop by the roanokhobby.info site. I'll on the links page, I'll add some links to the drivers that we talked about. And thanks for watching, and stay tuned for some more videos coming out soon, both on Arduino and Raspberry Pi.